5 things that trigger delay in marriage. This will help you a lot. Hey there, it's your girl PJ here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your cheerleader of everything married, so please, it's hot and spicy in here because we talk about the real struggles and then the victories of our everyday marriages. If that's what you're interested in, please, let's get on board. One of the things that we have found in our society is that associations are thinning, like they are shrinking. Now, because people who have online presence and people are relocating and all of that, our associations are beginning to shrink. So you could look around you and you find that there are no longer human beings around you. People don't see you anymore. You go about your daily activities, but your space, your circle is now small. And that may lead to delays. For example, you see now when people see you, that they marry you or they want to, warm up to you to marry you. So when you're not there, when people can't see you, then you can't be married. So our spaces and associations are beginning to shrink and they are triggering the delays that we have. So we want to bring some points that may trigger delays and how it is possible for us to deal with those things as they come. Now, the first thing I will deal with is relocation. I have found out that one of the triggers of delay in marriage is relocation to study, to further your studies. While that is very good, very amazing, to give you an edge, you have more power, you solve problems in life, your life moves forward and all of that, I have also found out that it can also trigger delay. So sometimes you get into a new country and your desire there is just to study. And that's the desire of everybody who's come, even your male counterparts. Everybody wants to hustle. We're looking for green card, we're looking for citizenship, we're looking to have this or that we're not even interested. So, and people have various alternatives to marriage these days that they are not interested in marriage. So as you think of furthering your studies, you also need to think in the line of your marriage. So people think, oh, I want to, study to become a PhD holder before I can think of marriage. You also need to know that it's possible to have a balance. You can be married and still further. It depends on the agreement and the relationship that exists in your marriage. So relocation can also trigger delay, because sometimes before you find your feet after relocation, maybe 2 years gone or 3 years gone. So I always advise, especially being men, if there is someone in your life, maybe something can be done to initiate a formalized wedding or relationship before you move abroad. Moving abroad is good, but it's also nice to sort this out, because what will happen to you is that as you move abroad, your association will thin, it will shrink. So you get into a totally new place, and then sometimes out of sight is out of mind. So when people don't see you physically anymore, they may not remember you to marry. So this is a crucial problem. It's a very delicate issue and it's crucial. We need to look into it. As we are, all of us are just, like in Nigerian balance, we say Japan. We also need to think, are relationships also doing the Japan with us, or are we, shrinking our associations? That's why you can now say that, they now say the 30 is the new 20. You see a young girl at 35, she's still actively single and wants to get married. It wasn't like that back in the years. 35 looked so old back in the years, right? So, and that's what that's the issue we're having now. So someone at 30 feels 20, right? So someone at 30 feels 20. And why? Because people are enjoying delays. But what's the long run of the delay? That means we have lots and lots of our young people littered everywhere who are not married. You enter probably an African church abroad, you're going to see plenty young girls zealously serving the Lord. They now make men their object of service. So a young man is coming to, everybody's rushing him. The people want to serve, people want to be his friend. Why Why would they also like that? Why? Because we're looking to find. So you that you have not relocated yet, as you plan your future and your life, put relationship in your perspective. I'm not saying hurt your life until you're married. No, just begin to put relationship in that perspective. Then what are the chances of me finding a life partner when I travel? We need to answer those questions. So that one of the ways to solve that is that as we even travel abroad, we need to think of building a community that will still maintain what we share. That community is very important. Community of heterogeneous community where people can find fellowship and thereby find love in turn. All right, the next one that I will discuss as a trigger is when you have a wrong perception about marriage and you're loud, you're very vocal about it, it can trigger delay. So your friend was beating her marriage, your mom was beating her marriage, and you come up and you're bashing marriage, you're bashing men, and you're very vocal. So how will you get married? I'm not even trying to support any form of violence or whatever in marriage. I'm saying that that place you're going to fight that battle, how do you intend to win the battle there? So are you fighting the battle constructively to solve a problem, or do you just want to make noise on social media? So who are you portraying yourself to be on social media? So we now know you as men has come, happy men, everybody dead. And that's your concurrent posts on social media. You are triggering delay. You are projecting fear and threats upon men, and they will stay away from you. People may be liking your posts, but they are withdrawing from your life. You're already making statements about who you are, and they won't come close to you that way. So you need to be careful. Even if you don't believe in something, deal with it in your small circle, right? So that you can position yourself to be married. Because a potential suitor may come and run away thinking you're a bad person, not knowing that you're just acting out of anger or what was meted to your family or friend. It's true. You need to know that even though your parents may have had a bad marriage, but that's not your final authority. Our final authority is the word, and the word, when applied, gives results. The third trigger is extreme feminism. You want us to have matriarchal society only? No. For us to have a balanced society, there must be patriarchal and matriarchal. So there is a balance. But if all you care about and all you want to drive is woman power, woman changing the world, if there is Father God, there has to be Mother God. If there is whatever, I pay my bills, a woman should stand up to her life, a woman should do this. Then men walk away, don't allow any man do this to you. Walk. And that's who you want to be. And you are pro-marriage. You can't be pro-marriage and extreme feminist. It's unnecessary. You're going to do what? You're going to withdraw men from your life. And then you are here, you're saying, damn it, I don't want to marry. You still want to marry. Who are you going to be when you're 60? You need to marry. So you need to also deal with this issue now. Have a balance. When we're discussing equality, you can drive your vision and your life without making so much noise against men. We need to understand that we're not in any form of fight against men. We are called to complement each other. You can be driving feminine leadership. I have found out that we cannot even solely live on feminine leadership. Leadership is a skill. It doesn't have to be feminine. It's a skill. Transactional leadership is a problem. A woman can be transactional, a transitional leader. A man can also be a transformational leader. So it's not matriarchal. Feminine leadership is not the way to rule the world. So you need to know your balance and stand there. And stop making unnecessary noise on social media over men and women. We understand what the issues are. We see it, but people are breaking the glass ceilings and they are moving. So you need to chart a course for your life. Break your glass ceiling and move. Check some of the people you look up to. They are married. So how are they able to balance their homes and they are breaking glass ceilings? Those are things you ask yourself so that you can position yourself. All right. This is important. Then the next one is lack of balance in friendships. So because you have issues with women or your friends are men, that one can be an issue. Even if you have all friends as men, if you don't also do friendship well, they can friend zone you even when you're supposed to be married. so you're friend zone. You now become their guy, and they don't warm up to you in a romantic way, or they don't see you as a lover. That's the problem too. You guys only do work together, or maybe all around you just only female because people don't believe in men. Nobody will recommend you. You just be there. So there must be balance, a very healthy balance. You have male friends and you have female friends, and you're healthy about that. That way you can get recommendations from anybody, referrals from anybody, and all of that. Then the fifth one is long-term relationships. Oh, I found long-term relationship as a trigger for delaying marriage. Imagine after you spent 8 years in a relationship and it breaks. That's a no-no for any young lady in our generation. Don't do that. Don't subject yourself to that problem for a whole 8 years. Do you know what that means? That means in 8 years you only knew one person. In 8 years, one person exclusively came close to you. Everybody ran away. Everybody familiarized you with this young man. You were seen walking with him in cars and everything. That's a problem. So if your relationship breaks at that point, you are served breakfast. You can't fall back to the other men because they will be afraid of you. Whatever will make you stay in that relationship for that long and then you come out may seem like you have a problem. The second issue in it is that your friends may be married by the time you're out 8 years later. You realize that your circle of friends are all gone away. So this person that should have married you, maybe your colleague at school, your friend from primary school, your friend from high school, they're all married. Because the length of time you use in doing a relationship, you could have been married by then. So I found that long-term relationship and then after your self-breakfast can trigger delay. So for me, the most I advocate should be 2 years. What are we doing past 2 years? You should have known each other. And a lot of issues can come out of such long-term relationship. You begin to compromise yourselves, you compromise your values, you begin to sleep with each other. And once you start sleeping with each other, you are now blinded to potentials of each other. So see finish will come. So you become over familiar with this person. So you want to go ahead. And that's a big problem. So because that sleeping is the same thing it's going to do, there will be no excitement again. So instead of you waiting for 8 years to, 8 years you compromise yourself. Within 8 years, you may even have committed abortions. Within 8 years, you just become a total mess. And how can you live your life on, dangling in the hands of a human being for 8 whole years? That's a long time. So you need to deal with it now. If there's any relationship that is long overdue in your life, break it. If there's any relationship that is compromising you in the wrong way, break it. If there's any relationship that's compromising your value, you have to do something about it. Think of what you can do. Define your relationship. I want to get married to you. When? Simple question. You need to ask your when so that you define what you're having now. What are we doing now? When are we planning to get married? Not in a harsh way, but when? And you need to also know the things that you're doing in a relationship that is also causing that is triggering the delay in a way that it doesn't end in marriage. It may be that you are sleeping with him. It can also be why he's running away. It may also be that he is afraid of commitment. That can also be dealt with. So we need to know, why are you afraid of commitment? It may also be that you're choking him. It may also be that you're being the man when you're supposed to be the lady in that relationship. It may also be that he's just unfaithful because you're giving him sex any other person can give him, and he doesn't want to, move it forward. So you're cooking for him all the time and all of that. He has been eating before he met. He had been eating. So it's not your food that will make a difference. So you need to know the things that you're doing that may be sending signals of, let me wait a little, delay, and this guy is already into me, so what's the big deal? I know these things may sound traditional, but that's why we are being served breakfast every day. We have more breakfast in a year than we have had in many years put together. And we're still saying, no, my parents are traditional, and these are things they preached. But the you that is contemporary now, look at your life. You're eating breakfast, you come out of a relationship that ditching you and dumping you. You say young lady jump into lagoon. Why? Relationship problem, heartbreak issues. No. And then the very last one is when you are overly ambitious. When you are overly ambitious, you're just fixated on a thing. I want to drive my life. I want to solve problems. I want to live my life in a certain way. I don't need a man. And when I'm done, I get to this level, I can now turn to the man. No. You didn't keep any man in your backyard. So you see that. So you must live a life of balance. As you pursue your dreams, also give room for relationships. And your life will do well. Alright, I hope you were blessed by it. And I hope you can identify the areas in your life that may trigger, so that you can make adjustments to match in your life. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the video, so that we can serve you more content. It's your girl, PJ. Thank you. See you same time.